Let me be very clear for the next 10 minutes. Might not be 10 minutes, might be 5 to 10 minutes, okay? I'm going to talk my shit. Oh, baby, am I going to talk my shit for the next 5 to 10 minutes. So if you don't want to see that part, fast forward this video about 5-10 minutes in the future. That way you don't have to hear that, because that's what we're about to get into. And then we'll talk about stocks. We'll talk about the market. We'll talk about some interesting things and a new stock I'm researching right now. But let me talk my shit for a minute. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Look at that. Just look at that. Fidelity has set a 49.5% return year to date in the public count so far this year. Can you imagine what it's going to be at the end of June? We're absolutely cremating the market, and it's not even close. Not even close. Getting back to what we always do. Crush the market. You know, a lot of people in 2022 wanted to throw so much dirt on my name, wanted to spit on my gravestone and make fun of me, say I was an idiot. It's funny because in 2019, when I absolutely crushed it, you know what they said? He's lucky. In 2020, when I killed it, they said he's lucky. In 2021, when I made more money than I ever made from stocks, ever in history, they said he's lucky. And then 2022 comes along and they say, he's an idiot. He doesn't know anything. Look at him. He's doing horrible in the market. Look at all the money he's losing. What about before YouTube with all my success? Oh, he's lucky. So let me get this right. Whenever I do great, he's just lucky. And when I do bad, it's because he's an idiot. He doesn't know anything. This is what they did to me last year. They made fun of me day in and day out. They threw dirt on my name day in and day out. And what did it add up to? A whole lot of nothing! A whole lot of nothing! That's all it added up to. If we look at the top 6 stocks in the public account, the ones that move that account up or down big, okay? Guess what these stocks are doing versus the market? Let's go ahead and take a peek. Okay? Palantir, 150% up this year. Oh, it's just lucky. Tesla, 139% this year. Oh, he's just lucky. Meta, 117% this year. Oh, he's just lucky. Elf, 85% this year. Amazon, 47% this year. Corsair, 35% this year. The S&P 500, 14% gain this year. It's a good year for the S&P 500. But damn, it's getting crushed by me. It's getting obliterated into nothing. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, up 3% this year. And look at the stocks I'm riding. Just have a look at that, folks. Just have a look at that. And here's the thing, okay? They could have let me just die in peace. It's what they should have done. They should have been real quiet. Here's the thing. There's certain individuals in this world that the best thing you can do is make fun of them when they're having hard troubles and talk trash to them and say those sorts of things. And there's other individuals that when they're doing bad, you keep your mouth shut. You don't say a damn word because they will absolutely wreck you. And last year, a lot of people got really big heads and wanted to cremate me. I'd been doing so good for so long, and that was their chance. And instead of just staying quiet and letting me rest in peace, they wanted to throw dirt on my name day after day after day and spit on my gravesite. And that's what they did day after day. What a mistake. What a damn mistake. If they would have just done a little research on me, okay? Here you are. You got this guy, okay, who grows up in a very poverty-stricken neighborhood where you get murdered for some J's, okay? And then when he's a teenager, they move to a middle-class neighborhood. He gets jobs, making minimum wage. And he gets into the stock market, does well for himself, gets a decent paying job, and he's a multimillionaire before he even turns 30. He already won. For an individual like that, it's very easy for them to get complacent. You don't want to give them any fuel for their fire. If you don't like that individual, if you hate that individual, you don't want to give them any fuel for their fire. Okay? The art of war. The worst thing you can do is make fun of them, talk trash about them all the time, and get them all fired up. Because damn it, now you just gave them a new side mission. They already won in life, and now you just gave them a new side mission. And when that individual has a certain level of talent that is far superior versus almost anybody else, you don't do that. Never mind when they're pushed and they got a work ethic that's far exceeding, and they have this work ethic that's been well documented, that's far exceeding anybody. When that individual outworked everybody in college, in track, when he outworked everybody in the workforce to get promotions, when he outworked everybody on YouTube and he's got 4 silver play buttons hanging up at his Vegas house, the Vegas house that the ceilings are so damn big you can't see the top of them, you don't give that person fuel for the fire. They already won. Let them rest in peace. Let them fall apart. But then, instead of just keeping their mouth shut, they got to go around day after day after day, make fun of that person. Day after day after day. And they set that person's fuel up to the moon. And that person works to 3 a.m. every single night, night after night after night, making sure what happened in 2022 never, ever happens to them again. And they start killing the market once again. And the best part is, if there's ever a crash, they're going to make so much damn money, it's disgusting. That's what they did. They could have just let me go down, man. But they had to do it. And I never really understood why in music, so many huge musicians are always so thankful of the haters. I never really understood that. I never really got that. And then over the last couple of years, it really started to all make sense. And all the pieces started to come together. Because those are the individuals that push you to your biggest things you've ever done before. It's a lesson, folks. It's a lesson. And now we get to absolutely obliterate the market year after year. And if there's any big crashes, we're going to make disgusting amounts of money and the market doesn't go anywhere. We're still going to do amazing. Oh, what a story. Next up here, talking about AMD and talking about Nvidia. So clear divergence in these stocks here today, folks. Woo! Whee! Did that feel good? Oh man, been building up that baby for a little bit. And I've just been saying, let me just wait on that one. So there you go. Nvidia obviously outperformed AMD in a substantial way today, right? AMD was down, almost 4%. Nvidia was up 4%. Now, today should have been a huge day for AMD. Should have been an amazing day for AMD, right? Here's the day where they're going to show off their new products and get everybody excited for where AMD is going with AI in the future. And this ended up playing out as one of those sorts of days that, they call buy the rumor, sell the news type day, right? Where everybody was so excited about this day, it actually comes and then the stock just sells off as a trading day. And their main competitor, Nvidia, obviously just goes up and up and up, which tells me it's either a buy the rumor, sell the news thing, or maybe AMD doesn't have it. Maybe they just don't. Maybe they're just not going to be as competitive with Nvidia as maybe folks were hoping for. I've got to dig more into the tech side. I got to look at what some people that really know their crap on the tech side are saying in regards to this, and not just what Wall Street's looking at. So I'm going to have to dig in here and see what exactly is going on, because this is I can tell you it's one of those two scenarios, and I don't know which as of right now. Now, Oracle, surprisingly, this stock sold off and off and off as the trading day went along, and I'll tell you what's really important in regards to this whole Oracle situation in just a moment, okay? But, I'm looking at Oracle now. I've never owned Oracle in the past, never really been interested in the stock, but I saw their recent numbers here, folks. I'm going to do some pretty in-depth digging on Oracle over this next week or two. I can tell you that much, okay? Their total revenues for the fiscal year 2023 came in at up about 22% on a constant currency basis. But look at some of these growth rates and some of these business lineups, okay? Cloud revenue was up about 54%, 55% constant currency. Cloud infrastructure revenue was up 76%. Cloud application was up 45%. Q4 Fusion Cloud, ERP, was up about 26%. NetSuite was up about 22%. So I got to do a little digging on Oracle because these numbers are extraordinary. And I'm looking and I'm like, maybe Oracle's kind of a steal deal in relation to this, right? I'm looking at Oracle at a forward P of 20 or so. And I mean, when you look at some of these growth rates, folks, 54%, 76%, 45%. I don't know. There might be something here. So I'm going to do a lot of digging on Oracle over this next few weeks and see if this is the next big opportunity in the market. Because I can tell you, with those sorts of growth rates and some of those business lineups, it's definitely catches my attention. Like, I should probably do a little research. And especially when it's trading at a forward P of 20. If this was a stock trading at a forward P of 50 or 60, I might not be as intrigued. But at a forward P of 20, it's likely worth a little research here. Okay. Now, in regards to AMD, in Oracle here, okay, here's what the bears are going to say, okay, because both of these stocks just fell as the trading day went along today, okay. The bears are going to say that this was the day AI died. That's what the bears are going to say, okay, and they're going to say, look at what happened with Oracle. It was up big after hours and then just fizzled out as the trading day went along. AMD, so much hype and excitement about what they were going to talk about here today, that just fizzled out as the trading day went along. And so this is the day AI died, okay? And, these bears run to these conclusions, and sometimes they're grasping for straws. I wouldn't get too confident about the whole, this is the day AI died. This is going to be a multi-year play out here, folks. A multi-year play out. This is not like it matters for a quarter or two and then no one cares about AI anymore. This is going to be a multi-year play here. And there's going to be some moments where it seems like it's dying, and there's going to be some insane moments when it seems like, everybody in the world cares about AI. But, the bears are always grasping for these straws about but that's what they're going to say. This is the day AI died. Okay, we'll see about that, okay? Now, inflation, Jerome Powell, okay? And we'll talk about something very intriguing that's going on in the market right now. So Jay Powell, all focus is going to be on this man right here over this next 24 hours or so. And so obviously CPI coming in at 4% here today. That was a little better than Wall Street expected. Almost everybody on Wall Street I saw was expecting 4.1%, 4.2%. That was kind of the consensus average out there, 4.1, 4.2. So it came in better than expected, right? Not as good as I was thinking it was going to be. I was thinking 3.8 or 3.9 personally. So to come in at 4, it's kind of in between those bullish and bearish scenarios. Some bears were thinking 4.5, 4.6. So those bears were way off by a mile, okay? Consensus was only a little off. So Jerome Powell's going to walk a tightrope tomorrow. He's going to say, hey, yeah, we're pausing, but we're going to keep an eye on things. We're not ruling out future raises of interest rates. We're not ruling out any of that. We plan to keep rates here or higher for quite some time. He's going to say things along those lines, maybe just not in that exact word choice, but that's what he's going to lead on. He's going to try to talk the market down. We'll see if the market buys it or not. I don't know. That will remain to be seen, but that's what he's going to do. He can't come out and announce victory tomorrow. CPI is still 4%. It's still double what the Fed's looking for. The Fed's looking for something around 2, right, or just above 2. So 4, we still got a gap to close here. Yes, it's great progress from the 9% plus we were at, but it's still not where we got to go. So he can't announce victory tomorrow. He's going to say, yes, things are moving in the right direction. We're happy with the progress that's being made on CPI, PPI, great. But we're not ready to lower interest rates. We're going to be ready to raise rates if we get any substantial spikes in inflation. He's going to talk like that. And it's what he has to do. And I don't disagree with it. Now, the question is, what does the market do, right? Does the market react to that? In my opinion, the market should not react positively or negatively tomorrow. It just shouldn't. It should not react negatively or positively tomorrow. Like, all this is kind of known. Whatever Jerome Powell, unless he says something shocking, should be known. So if the market reacts in any substantial way tomorrow, it's likely just traders kind of playing around, trying to get things positioned however they want to get things positioned. But there should be no bombshells he drops tomorrow. There should be nothing crazy out of the ordinary. He's just going to remain stern on, we still haven't won this war. Things are going in the right direction, but we haven't won. And he's going to leave the door open for potential future rate hikes, which likely aren't coming. But he's going to leave the door open for that, okay? Which, might give actually the market some excitement, because you can always look at these things negative or positive. If he leaves the door open for future rate hikes, then that means that the Fed doesn't see a horrible economy coming, right? So you can always look at these things positive or negative. There's always two sides of this coin, right? Now, in terms of stocks I own, the two stocks that are taking the cake all of a sudden out of nowhere. One's Fubo. Fubo was up another 15% here today. From my understanding, they were part of an upgrade that really, I think, focused a little more on Netflix around advertising and kind of their advertising business building out. But Fubo is kind of obviously a much smaller player in the streaming space. So the stock did terrific today, up another 15%. And that's just kind of like a little hidden gem in the market. It's a super high risk, super high reward type stock, obviously, in the market, right? And that's why it's a $2 stock. Honest has been moving up huge lately, up another 13% here today, which is strange because that stock was up huge yesterday as well. Like huge yesterday. I believe yesterday was like a 12% move or something insane. And so with Honest, I am wondering, there's going to be somebody with some money buying into the stock, specifically with the move it's made in the last couple trading days here. And I don't know what they're up to there. Honest is trading extremely cheap on a price to sales ratio type metric. You know, I know Carla, the new CEO, she was out there mixing with, I think, a lot of prominent business people, it looked like, this past weekend based upon her Instagram stories. So I don't know. You never know what could be talked about or not talked about and who's all of a sudden buying in. I don't know. All I know is that the company trades at an incredibly cheap price to sales ratio versus their competitors. And it's kind of just a stock floundering that people are trying to figure out, like, what's going on here? Is this a revenue growth story? Is it a profitability story and a margin story over this next few years? And so there's a lot of confusion there. Until there's more clarity, it's hard to get that stock, out of the gulag, which is, the gulag is above $5, right? But clearly there's something going on there. That's all I'm going to say. Like, you don't get the sort of move that happened yesterday and the sort of move that happens today without something going on there. And traders aren't going to play a stock like Honest. It's not even worth their time and attention. It's too small of a company, too not talked about enough of a company. There's no arbitrage there, and it's too big of a risk because there's not enough shares usually being bought. So with a stock like Honest, if there is somebody buying in, which there has to be to get these sorts of moves the last couple of days, it's somebody buying in because they plan on holding this long term. So I don't know, man. That's just a kind of a crazy situation there, and we'll see how all that trades out. But obviously, they got a lot to prove over this next, I would say, several quarters to shareholders like myself and other folks that are looking at the stock and like, I don't think I want to buy it yet until the story is clear enough. They got a lot to prove there. Fubo does as well. Fubo, I think, is just in a little better position than something like an Honest because they actually have these amazing growth rates and whatnot behind them. So yeah, appreciate everybody joining me as always, folks. Stay focused out there. Stay taking advantage of deals in the market. There's always a lot of deals in the market. Hopefully we get some more deals tomorrow. Maybe Jerome Powell will say we're going to raise interest rates to 20% and freak the whole market out and it crashes and puts print, and then we can buy stocks for cheaper. But don't hold your breath on that. Appreciate everybody. Much love as always. Thanks for being subscribed and have a great day.